And we are back to go through the rest of the Survivor Series card. And I believe we left off with the Universal Championship match.
Between the Fiend, Bret Wyatt, and Daniel Bryan.
This match has a bit of history behind it.
And a bit of rivalry and former alliance as well.
Dating back to 2015, or was it 16? There's one or the other. But then again, that was Bray Wyatt, not the Fiend Bray Wyatt.
The two brawled all the way through the ringside area under the Fiend's red lighting.
You would think that because he's on SmackDown, they would change that to blue.
But they didn't, sadly.
But yes, there was a lot of brawling here. We had the yes kicks
To the Fiend, in which the Fiend got straight back up afterwards. Again, he's not human.
and then he had to do the yes kicks or it kicks, depending who you are. Again.
And again, the Fiend no-sold.
There was an attempted Sister Abigail on the outside, which send the Fiend into the post.
Yeah.
Daniel Bryan would attempt everything in his power to try to topple the Fiend. He would even, for the first time in close to a year, call upon the power of the Yes Movement. And with the running knee, only to get a 2 count. But
and then he would try it again, only to meet.
He would try it again, only to be caught with a mandible claw. Thank you very much, McFoley.
Leaving Daniel Bryan to fall to unconsciousness, and the Fiend retaining his Universal Championship.
Yes, because the mandible claw would cause Bryan to pass out, and then we would have the 3 count on the mat, not the submission. Okay, scorecards back out, people.
Yes.
Last time I checked, NXT had 3.
Yes, right.
SmackDown had 1. And
Raw
had 1. So now it's time for the men's 5-on-5 Survivor Series elimination match. So I say 5-on-5-on-5. This would be Team NXT, as we mentioned previously, which would consist of Tommaso Ciampa, Damian Priest, Matt Riddle, Keith Lee, and the United Kingdom champion Walter.
Taking on Team SmackDown of Team Captain Roman Reigns, the Monster Among Men, Braun Strowman, King, who isn't really a king, Corbin, Mustafa Ali, and Chad Gable, otherwise known as Shorty G.
And they would take on Team Raw, which would consist of Team Captain Seth freaking Rollins, Drew McIntyre, Kevin Owens, whose loyalty had been questioned by Seth Rollins after taking part in the War Games match, Randy Orton, who has more eliminations and more success into these kind of Survivor Series matches than anyone else, and the one and only Ricochet.
So let's go through first to be eliminated was the United Kingdom champion Walter,
courtesy of a Claymore kick by Drew McIntyre.
Next to be eliminated was for SmackDown was Chad Gable, otherwise known as Shorty G, eliminated by Kevin Owens.
Yes, he was eliminated courtesy of a pin by Kevin Owens. Then Tommaso Ciampa would eliminate Kevin Owens with a spike DDT.
Randy Orton would then eliminate Damian Priest after an RKO.
Before Matt Riddle managed to eliminate Randy Orton with a roll-up, but oh, would he pay for it?
Because Matt Riddle got an RKO for his efforts, allowing King Corbin to eliminate Matt Riddle with ease.
Yes, then this is where things started to get a little bit all over the place, because Braun Strowman was eliminated via countdown, which would probably be the best way to get rid of him. Then we had...
This is where things start to break down for Raw, twice in one night.
Yes, your team, not just Team Raw, but also Team SmackDown.
Yes.
Because where were we? After...
Strowman carried out, Ricochet was next to be eliminated.
Yes, with an end of days. And then there was a bit of miscommunication on the outside of the ring between King Corbin, Mustafa Ali and Roman Reigns. They were bickering back and forth, which would allow Seth Rollins to connect this with a stomp to eliminate Mustafa Ali.
Then, after Roman Reigns heard enough from King Corbin, they started fighting with one another.
You're missing someone.
Oh, yes.
McIntyre was eliminated after that with a bit of a spear.
Yes.
Then, when Corbin was busy with Seth, he was hit with a Superman punch and spear by Roman Reigns, which would
allowing Tommaso Ciampa to pick up the pinfall.
Yes, Tommaso Ciampa was then eliminated by
Seth Rollins.
By Seth Rollins. With yet again another stomp.
Then shock of the night.
Yes, Keith Lee would end up eliminating Roman Reigns.
Seth Rollins.
Yeah, sorry, Seth Rollins. Wrong member of the Shield, excuse me. Am I allowed to say the Shield anymore with a certain member on another show?
I don't know. But leaving the final two in the ring, representing NXT, Keith Lee, and representing SmackDown, was Roman Reigns.
Yes, there was a... Keith Lee hit a spirit bomb. No, we don't mean Dragon Ball Z spirit bomb.
No, not that.
On Roman Reigns for a near fall. But then Keith Lee went for a moonsault. Yes, you heard us right. A man with Keith Lee's size went for a moonsault. Only for Roman Reigns to be able to avoid it and hit Keith Lee with a spear to get a 3 count and be the sole survivor for Team SmackDown.
And SmackDown getting a second point on the board.
Which would leave it as Team NXT 3, Team Raw 1, and Team SmackDown 2. After this match, before we skip forward to the next one, there was a show of respect between Roman Reigns and Keith Lee, which is not something you see very often.
No, you don't see it very often.
Right, so we have some WWE Championship action.
Oh yes.
As the Beast Incarnate, the reigning, defending, undisputed WWE Champion Brock Lesnar
Oh, Jesus.
would defend the WWE Championship against the man who 13 years ago would win the World Heavyweight Championship in this very arena. Rey Mysterio.
In a no-holds-barred, no disqualification match.
Yes. So let's see what. After the intros, Rey Mysterio would exit the ring and obtain the steel pipe he'd used previously to attack Lesnar, only for Lesnar to avoid the pipe, and then introduce Mysterio into a little place we know as Suplex City.
Yep.
Lesnar would dominate Mysterio for a couple of minutes until Dominic, who is of course being a major factor in this storyline, would come to the ring trying to get Lesnar to back off with a white towel.
Yep.
That would then cause a slight distraction in which Lesnar would put his hands on Dominic, only for Rey to go low. Then Dominic would go low himself, and Rey Mysterio would hit Lesnar with his pipe.
Yep.
Dominic would then hit Lesnar with a steel chair, which would put Lesnar into the position for a 619. Except he wasn't hit with a 619.
He wasn't.
He was hit with a double 619 by both Rey Mysterio and Dominic, which I christened a 12-2-18.
But however, this is where things suddenly went down south from Mysterio and Dominic.
Not quite yet, because they would, after the double 619, they would both hit Lesnar with a frog splash. Only Lesnar would kick out at 2. And as they attempted another frog splash, Lesnar would grab Dominic and introduce him to Suplex City, and catch Rey Mysterio in midair, hit the F5, and retain the WWE Championship.
Now, we touched to mention about a certain about certain styles earlier on. Well, now this is actually actually explained by what we mean about former US champion.
Oh, the then US champion, as I said it. Yes, because Monday Night on Raw,
AJ Styles was supposed to defend his United States Championship against Humberto Carrillo, but thanks to the OC, that didn't happen.
yes, and AJ Styles was so smug thinking he'd managed to worm his way out of a title defense. That's not how this went down. Because first we had Ricochet come out, then we had Randy Orton come out. Next we would see Drew McIntyre make an appearance, followed swiftly by Rey Mysterio.
Who was then joined.
I just said before.
Ah, yes.
So it was then decided that Ricochet, Randy Orton, Drew McIntyre, and Rey Mysterio would face each other in a fatal 4-way match, and the winner of that match would face AJ Styles for the United States Championship. Well, Rey Mysterio won that match, and then would face AJ Styles for the United States Championship.
Literally straight after that one match he just competed in.
There came a point in this match in which the OC members of Anderson and Gallows were ejected from ringside.
Making things a more even matchup.
However, as Rey Mysterio hit the 619 on Styles, he went into the referee, which of course caused the OC to come back out and try to double team Rey. But however, just as they were going for the Magic Killer, Randy Orton, of all people, would make his way back down to the ring and take out the OC. Rey Mysterio would then hit AJ Styles with a 619, which then of course would cause Styles to turn around into an RKO.
Mysterio then would then hit the splash,
and would get the 1-2-3 to pick up the United States Championship for the second time. And unlike when he won it from Samoa Joe, there was no controversy about the shoulders being down, at least. And it looks like that Orton even may have started something with AJ Styles.
But now heading back to our regular program.
Yes, the main
and
event.
The final scorecard match.
The main event. We had the SmackDown Women's Champion Bayley taking on the NXT Women's Champion Shayna Baszler, taking on the now longest reigning Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch.
It was around 18 minutes long for a main event.
Which some people may say it's too short, but I actually thought it was quite a good one. The three women would go back and forth throughout the match, hitting their signature moves on each other. Bayley would even go back to the Bayley to belly.
Yep.
We would have the disarmer
by the man Becky Lynch.
I think at some point Bayley at least attempted to go for the Macho Man elbow.
At one point, but however...
Yes, Bayley would attempt... Becky Lynch, this is in the climax of the match. Becky Lynch had been laid out outside.
Over the announce table, that is.
Bayley would attempt to go for the diving elbow drop on Shayna Baszler, only to be caught in the Coquina Clutch, which would have Bayley tap out and allow Shayna Baszler to pick up the victory. However, Becky Lynch did not take too kindly to that, because Shayna Baszler would end up going through the announce table, by Becky Lynch.
But the final scores are NXT 4, SmackDown 2, and Raw a very disappointing 1.
Yes, and Seth Rollins would, of course, address that the following night on Raw, and it appears that he may have gone heel again.
Yes, but we'll see about that next week on Monday Night Raw.
And Shayna Baszler is kicking things off again with Rhea Ripley. So,
as for Bayley, we don't know until this week's SmackDown.
So, that's what goes through the weekend's action. We'll quickly run through both War Games and Survivor Series or NXT Series results again.
I like that. So, for NXT TakeOver War Games, Angel Garza defeated Isaiah Swerve Scott in the pre-show.
Team Ripley defeated Team Baszler in the Women's War Games match despite it being 2-4.
Pete Dunne became the number 1 contender to Adam Cole's NXT Championship at Survivor Series when he beat Damian Priest and Killian Dane.
Finn Balor defeated Matt Riddle.
And Team Ciampa defeated the Undisputed Era in the men's War Games match.
At Survivor Series, Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode won a 10-team Interbrand Tag Team Battle Royal by lastly eliminating the Street Profits.
Lio Rush retained his NXT Cruiserweight Championship against Akira Tozawa and Kalisto.
The Viking Raiders defeated the New Day and the Undisputed Era in a Champions vs. Champions vs. Champions Tag Team Triple Threat match.
The women's team of Team NXT defeated Team Raw of the women and Team SmackDown of the women.
Roderick Strong defeated AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura in a Champions vs. Champions vs. Champions Triple Threat match.
Adam Cole retained his NXT Championship against the Cruiserweight Pete Dunne.
The Fiend, Bray Wyatt, retained the Universal Championship over Daniel Bryan.
Team SmackDown defeated Team Raw and Team NXT.
Brock Lesnar defeated Rey Mysterio to retain the WWE Championship.
And the NXT Women's Champion Shayna Baszler defeated The Man, Becky Lynch and Bayley.
So, those are the results of Survivor Series. Join us.
For those of you who are wondering, are we doing a Starcade show? My answer to that is probably not.
Probably not. If something surprising comes out of it, we will mention it when we do our next main show, which will be in 2 weeks' time when WWE goes TLC.
Tables, ladders, and chairs. Oh my!
But until then, he's been
Sean Randy Smith, and he's been
Mr. Ross Jones, and we will see you next time.
Goodbye.